Hello, my name is Dao, and this is the website that I created for this ARP presentation. Here's my question: how can the development of nuclear technology positively impact human beings in everyday life? And I used the entire website to answer this question from my own perspective. The first one is nuclear technology in medical field. I separated it into two parts. Part one is diagnosis and part two is treatment. As you can see in the picture, the cancer was easier to be diagnosed, and that is how nuclear technology helps in medical field by radiation. I also attached the remote link. If you click on it, it will take you to the source where I gather all my information. The next part is about water resources and environment. And nuclear technology helps to determine and identify the quality of water. This part is about the consumer products. I actually find something quite interesting that I did not know before, which is that the nuclear technology was used in building smoke detectors. And the next part is about food irradiation. What it does is that the fruits and veggies are able to have a longer shelf time by using this technique. And here comes the most controversial part of nuclear technology, which is the nuclear energy. People often dislike it because they were concerned about the safety of the nuclear power plant itself and the waste it produces and the association with nuclear weapons. But many statistics and studies show that there is no need to worry about these issues. Down here is a study done in Great Britain. The researchers want to compare the risks of developing cancer between people who live within 25 kilometers of a nuclear power plant and people who does not live within 25 kilometers of nuclear power plants. As you can see, the number is quite small. And what the number means is that there is no enough correlation for one to conclude that the closer one lives to a nuclear power plant, the more likely one will get cancer. And I want to show you a video on a TED Talk.
Energy production, we call it pollution, and it kills 7 million people a year, and it's threatening very serious levels of global warming. And the truth is that even if we get good at using that waste as fuel, there's always going to be some fuel left over, and that means there's always going to be those people that think it's a big problem for reasons that maybe don't have as much to do with the actual waste as we think. Well, what about the weapons? Maybe the most surprising thing is that we can't find any examples of countries that have nuclear power and then, decide to go get a weapon. In fact, it works the opposite. What we find is that the only way we know how to get rid of large numbers of nuclear weapons is by using the plutonium in the warheads as fuel in our nuclear power plants. And so if you are wanting to get the world rid of nuclear weapons, then we're going to need a lot more nuclear power. As I was leaving China, the engineer that brought Bill Gates there kind of pulled me aside and he said, Michael, I appreciate your interest in all the different nuclear supply technologies, but there's this more basic issue, which is that there's just not enough global demand. I mean, we can crank out these machines on assembly lines. We do know how to make things cheap, but there's just not enough people that want them. And so let's do solar and wind and efficiency and conservation. Let's accelerate the advanced nuclear programs. I think we should triple the amount of money we're spending on it. But I just think the most important thing, if we're going to overcome the climate crisis, is to keep in mind that the cause of the clean energy crisis isn't from within our machines. It's from within ourselves. Thank you very much.
And that's the end of the presentation. Thank you.